Colonial Park was purchased and sited on a 12.8-acre sliver of land between 1894 to 1899 by the City of New York as a part of a nationwide reform effort to increase the availability of organized play areas in inner cities. In 1935, the park was rebuilt by Robert Moses as one of the city's 11 gem parks that had immense pools. The park changed its name to Jackie Robinson in the 70s. Ebony magazine stated in the mid-40s that to bomb 409 would wipe out Negro leadership for the next 20 years. Residents included black luminaries such as W.E.B. Du Bois, Walter White, Roy Wilkins, Thurgood Marshall, and many more. White's daughter, the actress Jane White, said, "The parties in Daddy's and Mother's apartment were formidable. It was an enormously safe existence." Hooper's Fountain at 155th Street and Edgecombe Avenue is one of the city's last horse troughs, an example of how horse-powered New York City worked in the late 19th to early 20th century. The pink granite fountain was erected in 1894 and was named after its benefactor, John Hooper. 555 Edgecombe rivaled 409 Edgecombe for being the most elite residence in Harlem. By the mid-40s, 555 had become such a well-known address for New York blacks that it was considered a part of Sugar Hill despite the fact that it is north of 155th Street. Well-known residents were Paul Robeson, Count Basie, Canada Lee, and Kenneth Clark. Party invitations in this building were coveted. Morris Jumel Mansion is famous for serving as Washington's headquarters for the Continental Army during the Battle of Harlem Heights in the fall of 1776. In 1810, it was bought by a wealthy French wine merchant, Stephen Jumel, and his wife Eliza, and furnished, they claimed, with many of Napoleon's belongings. The mansion is a member of the Historic House Trust and is owned by the New York City Department of Parks and Recreation. Sylvan Terrace was originally the carriage path leading to the Morris Jumel Mansion. In 1882, 20 identical wooden row houses were built lining the narrow cobblestone street sloping to the great house. In the 1890s, a succession of private residences displaying remarkable Neo-Greco, Romanesque, and Renaissance Revival-style details, including elaborate brickwork, stone carvings, and metalwork, were built by residential architects such as A.B. Jennings, Henri Fouchot, and Frederick P. Dinkelberg. City College moved to its current location in Manhattanville in 1906. The landmark neo-Gothic buildings of the North Campus quadrangle were designed by George Brown Post. The buildings are the first collective set of buildings in the U.S. to be built in the English Perpendicular Gothic style. Lewiston Stadium was built as a 6,000-seat stadium and was dedicated on May 1915. The Doric colonnaded amphitheater was demolished in 1973. The Hamilton Grange National Memorial preserves the home of founding father Alexander Hamilton. The house was completed in 1802 and named the Grange after his father's ancestral home in Scotland. The Grange's first move was in 1889 from its original site on West 143rd Street to 287 Convent Avenue to make way for construction of city streets. In June 2008, the National Park Service relocated the house to St. Nicholas Park. Scrivers Row was built by David H. King, Jr. in 1891, and the three architects were James Brown Lord, Bruce Price and Clarence S. Luce, and McKim, Mead and White. The houses are different from other New York row houses because they include a back alley for keeping horses, similar to the row house design found in Washington, D.C. St. Aloysius Roman Catholic Church was built between 1902 and 1904 to the design of William W. Renwick and considered one of his most important commissions. Located on 132nd Street, the church is one of the finest examples of Gothic Italian architecture in the world.